Hi friends, it's Hajit, and today I'm going to be doing the I Dare You book tag. So I don't know who created this tag, nor was I tagged by anybody, but I did see it on Piera's channel, and I absolutely love Piera's channel. I will leave a link to her video down below, so go and check that out. So question number 1 is, what book has been on your shelf the longest? I've thought long and hard, and I looked through all of my books, and I realized that the book that I owned the longest is Paper Towns by John Green, which is like, holy shit, I would have never even guessed. Question number 2, what is your current read, your last read, and the book that you will read next? My last read was The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. Currently, I'm in the middle of 3 books, which are Miguel Street by V.S. Naipaul, which I was supposed to finish this ages ago, and I just don't like it. The Thing Around Your Neck by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, which is a short story collection. I read the first 2 stories, but I had to stop because school exists, and I'm also reading The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. As for the book that I plan to read next, I'm not really sure what I want to read next, but I know that I really want to listen to the audiobook of Born a Crime by Trevor Noah, and I think I might do that maybe sometime this month or in the beginning of May. Number 3, what book did everyone like but you hated? Oh my god, there's so many. Mosquito Land by David Anna, this book read like a fucking Tumblr post. The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey, that was like Alien Twilight gone wrong. The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boyne, that book was like just so pretentious. I hated it. Number 4, what book do you keep telling yourself that you will read but probably won't? I don't like to say the never say never thing, because I probably will read it sometime soon. That's Moby Dick by Herman Melville. I'm not going to read this like in the near future. I know that for sure, because I need to invest some time into reading this brick of a book. What book are you saving for retirement? I'm not saving any book for retirement. Why would I do that when by the time I retire there'll be so many new books out? Why would I want to keep like a backlist book that is out now for then? That makes no sense to me. Last page, read it first or wait till the end? Who reads the last page? Who does what? How? You're crazy. Number 7, acknowledgements. Waste of paper and ink or interesting aside? I will say interesting aside. Although I don't usually read them, it would just be kind of shitty to not have an acknowledgement, because obviously if you've received help and support and guidance by a lot of people, you will need to acknowledge them when you're writing your damn book. Number 8, which book character would you like to switch places with? Switch me any day with Anna from Anna and the French Kiss. Not the whole romantic situation, keep me the fuck away from that shit, but the whole she's in Paris for a year thing, I am totally up for that. Somebody please send me to Paris. Do you have a book that reminds you of something specific in your life? Grabbing back, where's that book that, The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. Didn't really remind me of anything specific other than it's set in New York, and I've been to New York a couple of times, and New York is a very atmospheric place, so like the atmosphere really does like have an impact on you, and that's one thing that I remember a lot, and Nicola Yoon manages to capture that really well in this book, so it kind of reminded me about like walking in the streets of New York and stuff like that, which I would like to do sometime again. It's been too long. Name a book that you acquired in an interesting way. Did I acquire any books in an interesting way? Have you ever given a book away to a special person for a special reason? Yes, the other day I gave away George by Alex Gino and Wonder by R.J. Palacio to my friend, and I specifically gave her so that she could let her little sister, read them, because in today's world, the kind of messages that children are internalizing, they need books like that in their lives, like to just undo that crap that we are forced to consume and then unlearn later on. Which book has been with you most places? I want to say The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland by Catherine M. Valente. The reason why I'm saying this book is because I bought it in Canada, and then I took it to the United States with me, and I took it to Georgia and Florida, and then I came back home and I read it in my university, and I read it like in different places. I remember once like reading it on the beach at some point. I don't know how I reached on the beach in the middle of the week, but I was reading it on the beach. Any required reading you hated in school that wasn't too bad in the years to come? The only thing I could think of that I read in school and I'm reading again now is V.S. Naipaul's Miguel Street, which I don't think I read this completely in school. I think we just studied excerpts from it, but I remember liking it back then. But now it's like the opposite of this question. Now I don't really like it. Like, I'm reading it for a gender studies course right now, and it's a very interesting book to study from a gendered perspective. But other than that, I'm just not really enjoying this book. Number 14, used or brand new? I will have to say, in a perfect world, I would say used, but the issue is that a lot of the time used books tend to be really tattered, and even the good quality ones, like I would be very lucky to get a good quality used book of a book that I want to read. Question number 15, have you ever read a Dan Brown book?
I don't know her.
Question number 16, have you ever seen a movie that you liked more than the book? I would have to say Ella Enchanted. I really loved the movie. I grew up with the movie, and then I read the book, and the book was cute, but it wasn't as, like, if you're looking at it as like a feminist kind of movie, I would say the movie was way more like liberal than the book. And also the book, it didn't have that, it lacked a lot of luster, I felt like, but the movie kind of animated the story a lot more. Have you ever read a book that's made you hungry, cookbooks included? The only books I could think of for this is the books of the Harry Potter series, and I'm saying that because of how J.K. Rowling describes food in the book, and it's not really necessarily the food itself, but the way that she describes the food that makes me kind of hungry. And I'm easy to get hungry. Like, I eat a lot. It's quite concerning. Question number 18, who is the person whose book advice you'll always take? There are several people on BookTube whose advice I will always take. Rincey from Rincey Reads, Madinez from My Name is Madinez, Adriana from Perpetual Pages, Kirsty from Melbourne on My Mind. Those are 4 people that I can think of right now whose opinions I always trust. And finally, question 19, is there a book out of your comfort zone that you liked or loved? I really need to work on my penmanship. What the fuck? I will say The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton, and the reason why I picked this book is that I didn't really think I would like magical realism, and I'd never read magical realism prior to reading this book, but then when I read it, I actually loved it, even though I had issues with how the magical realism was done. I think for the most part, it was just so beautifully written that I couldn't look past loving it. So that's going to be it for this video. In the comments down below, let me know what you would respond to some of these questions, or if you have any thoughts on the books that I mentioned. I hope you all have a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching again, and until next time, inshallah, keep reading.